All right, guys, welcome on back to Valhalla Verdict. This is episode 5, and we didn't have an episode last week, right?
Nope.
We kind of just sat here. We had a video for you guys going over the Spring Championships, but between last week and this week, we've had a couple events come up there, Conspiracy, haven't we?
Yes, we have. AJ, quick little introductions. I'm Conspiracy, this is AJ. And we're pretty much just going to get right into it and go over the events that have happened in the past 2 weeks and just check out what's going on. And the first one that we had was actually a LAN event that happened on June 2nd. It was Neutralix LANs. It was Brawlhalla singles that happened over in Toronto, Canada, and it was run by Coslex, who owns the Neutralix community.
Yeah, and he did something where he did like a Brawlhalla singles and he did a multiversus singles too. And you saw a couple different known Brawlhalla players coming in from Canada for this 1v1 singles event. One of the names that we've seen a lot is Balloon Boy. Balloon Boy actually taking this event, right?
Yep, Balloon Boy took the event with literally no losses.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, kind of expected, right? Like, Balloon Boy's an insanely good player, so for him to show out to one of these events is pretty crazy. But we had a couple players that are pretty prominent in the community, right? I mean, we had Insanic, we had Hexeract, who is,
he's one of the designers.
yeah, he's a designer. So it looks like, did he actually go a little bit in the bracket? I'm actually kind of curious.
He
No,
lost
he lost 0-2. That's sad. But yeah, no, I mean, Balloon Boy just taking the LAN event. But although the bracket isn't that crazy, it is really cool to highlight the fact that there was a LAN event that happened in Canada that Coslex did host. So it's cool to see that. And I only hope to see it grow because LAN scenes are awesome. Like especially close knit LANs like this are really, really, really cool. So you always love to see it.
Yeah, and with these LANs too, this really promotes, the scene. It shows how built the community is within it. You have all these old players that are coming back in here and playing for the first time again. I haven't seen Wuku in a while, and he's now back, And, you got players like Insanic, X-Ranger, MyCry, who I recognize as well. And it's just overall good players showing up, wanting to have a good time and enjoy themselves too. So props to Coslex on hosting this LAN, and hopefully we see more LANs from him in the future. But with that being said, though, we've had some online events that have happened over the past 2 weeks. One of them, Spirited Brawls, that was Slow Motion's event, and he hosted a US West tournament. This is the first one that I've seen this year in general. We don't really see a whole lot of West events.
Actually, I think this is his second US West event, if I'm remembering correctly. I can actually check. I think this is his second West event. Let's see. April 20, yeah, that's April 28th that we had a US West event. And then we had 2 trolley events that were actually hosted by me.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That we ran, but they were trolley events. They weren't like BMG sponsored or anything crazy. They were $100 events that Trolley was very grateful. I'm very grateful that Trolley gave us those opportunities, and we actually got a teaser today of a trial of Heimdall being a trial for it's a trolley trial. We got that teaser today on Twitter. I'm sure.
Oh, I haven't seen that
I'm sure
yet.
You'll see it somewhere right here. But yeah, that was really cool to see. I think they're making an avatar for Trolley too in game. So.
Oh, I haven't seen any of that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was a tweet that I saw just a little bit ago.
Ooh, okay.
That was from official sources, so that'll be pretty cool. But anyway, off topic. It is cool to see West tournaments. It looks like Anime took this W here right against Jeff.
Yep.
And I actually did watch a decent amount of this bracket. And I was even in the phone call with Slow Motion during it because he was having some audio issues on stream, so I hopped in and helped him out. But Anime and Jeff, Jeff went crazy, actually. He was really going crazy right up until the grand final when he couldn't catch that leap, and then Anime, of course, finally got the reset and then took the 3-0. But there were just some straight up good players here going into top 8, right? Like you see Gui and Anime, who are not West players.
Yeah.
They're not West players. They are East players. They were playing on lag. Anime won on servers that are not his own. but of course Jeff is a West player, and then you've got Interstella, I believe, is also a West player. I don't think Truck Stop's a West player, and then some of the other top 8 are West players. But yeah, this was a cool event either way.
Yeah, it's cool to kind of see the other side of the United States kind of playing a little bit. There's not a lot of players in that region. That's why you're seeing a lot of these East players coming over to this West event. But, you still have, Jeff went crazy. And Jeff, without lag, is pretty decent. And that showed it in this event. And I think the only reason why he couldn't be anime is because he didn't have that stamina to deal for that entire part.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's only used to getting top 8.
This event went until right up midnight, I think. I think we were hitting or pushing midnight when the grand final reset happened.
Time. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing this because I got DM'd by 5 different players regarding grand finals.
Yeah, they were playing really slow. It was very slow and steady gameplay. So that's what was coming out of it. It was very intense, especially on Jeff's side. And Anime really did actually have to focus up and play the game properly, especially in the grand final. The grand final reset, not so much, but in the grand final for Game 5, he really had to focus up because it was like, oh, I might lose. Hang on.
Yeah. So that was good though. Big Beard Brawls was awesome, and you had a fantastic event coming in for Slow Motion. Congrats to him on doing another West event. And then we had another event hosted by nSig, which is SEA Showdown MK.6, and this is an SEA event that we see a little bit, or a decent amount from Sandwick. And we have Himway winning again. This
was an amazing tournament, though.
Was it?
It was a great tournament. So, grand finals, actually, wait, no, it was winner's final. Sire versus Keith, dude. Oh my God, this was so cool, dude. They were going insane. It was 2-1 here, right? So Keith was on Petra and Sire was on Bodvar. Sire figured it out, and then Keith switched to Azuri. Now, keep in mind, Himway plays Azuri, right? So Himway was playing Azuri. So Keith was switching to Azuri and going insane for this event. And then for Sire to come down all the way to fight Himway, to take one game off of Himway playing, trying to play Lin Fei, and then Himway switched right back to Azuri. And then you go to grand finals, and it was crazy because Keith tried to play Taros into Himway's Azuri and loses, right? And then game 4, the last game, game 4, Keith tried to play Azuri, and they were really, really close.
Were they really?
This was a really close game. We thought it was going to be game 5 type deal. And then they go to game 5 in the reset, and I swear it's not listed here, but it was Azuri on both sides the whole way in grand final reset. They Azuri mirrored the whole way, and they were such close games. And it was actually entertaining gameplay. It was really cool. Please, guys, if you want to watch a tournament, if you want to watch a tournament, go watch this one. This was an insane one to watch.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch this because I remember, Keith is one of those players that's a very powerful player.
Oh, yeah.
But Himway's kind of been this dominating scene for a while. And, now we're seeing Keith come in and kind of challenge that on Himway. And we've seen Keith win events. We've seen Keith stay really close with Himway. So it's definitely going to be cool to see what happens with that. I'm glad to see Sire doing a lot better than what he's been doing.
Sire was the one who took out Himway in winner's semifinal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and then lost the loser's final. Okay.
Yeah. So this is why Sire was having one of the craziest runs. And that's why, especially this winner's final set was a really cool and really good set to watch.
That's cool, man.
Because Sire went insane and got really, really, really close to beating Keith. And then also almost game 5 type deal against Himway in loser's final. So this was a great tourney. Like I said, go watch this one. This one was really good.
Yeah, and then after SEA Showdown, we had SourceCode 2024 that was hosted by Brawl League. Shouts to them there. And if you go, and it looks like they did a doubles event, and they had 175 teams and top 8s. Ooh, okay.
They had Jakey and Monir. Now Jakey.
Oh, he won that.
Dude, Jakey is popping off as a player.
He is. I've been seeing. We saw him last week, a couple weeks ago, and he was popping off.
I think I'm pretty sure he won a ones event. Was it? I think it was a ones event.
Oh, I don't remember that, but I do know he's definitely been doing pretty well. And I remember seeing this because I think Jakey Monir is a new team, if I recall. So I hope both of them go to CEO.
And Razox and Monier is definitely going to CEO, but Razox and Marker going Game 5 and Grand Finals too. That one's interesting.
And they beat Saphir and the Jester too.
And Godly Blaze got taken out by Jakey and Monier 3-2, and then for Godly and Blaze to then get taken out by Saphir and the Jester.
Wow, Saphir and the Jester are just crazy.
And
I don't know. I don't think Godly and Blaze are a good team for Devils for EU. I mean, they're good, but they're not like for
I know,
CEO
but
worthy.
I just love seeing this.
Oh, I do too.
I just love seeing, like, if you watch interviews of, like, the players from, like, a year and a half ago, everybody's like, oh, if I could have a teammate, it would be Blaze. Like, they all said that. They'd be like, if I could have a teammate and I could just pick one and like, there's nothing, like, nobody could say anything, it would be Blaze. I'd pick Blaze every day. And Godly, the best player in EU, gets his pick for a teammate, and it's Blaze, and they aren't able to take over a community tournament. They're losing to Jakey and Monier and Saphir and Dejesser, and that's so awesome to see new teams come out and absolutely wreck the scene.
I love it too, and I think it just kind of puts a perspective of how close these top players are. You're gonna have these random upsets.
These twos, like in ones, dude, it's not close, but in twos, it's close.
Yeah. Because there hasn't been enough twos events. You're not having all this practice going into the event, and all these guys haven't been really able to show off what they have. And then once they do, it's close, and you have people learning off of each other.
Yeah.
So either way, it's gonna be cool because I really don't know what's gonna happen with CEO Devils. I really don't.
I have absolutely no clue.
But
there's a lot of new teams, and they're all going insane. I have a lot of Jakey and hope. I mean, if Jakey goes to CEO. If a Jakey and Monier team happen, then that's gonna be really good. I mean, Godly and Blaze, they could be Lanimals.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll see. But like, you know, we've got some really good teams. I mean, Acno and Knees. That's a team that I'm surprised to see in losers side coming into top 8.
Who did he get knocked out by?
Let's actually check that out really quick. So it looks like
winner side, right? To Razox and Marker.
Razox and Marker, who made it to grand finals. So wow.
Yeah, it's a good team that they lost to at the same time. They're still losers, you know. And Kylie Blaze, Fry, Saphir. It's kind of funny because all the people from I believe that lost in winners quarters actually advanced in the top 8. So no one from loser side came in.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Okay. Oh, but Game 5.
Game 5.
Volcano and who was it? Saz?
Volcano and Cezarix versus Fry and Pavelski. But Fry and Pavelski were probably playing something weird. You know, Fry is probably playing Mordex, and Pavelski might be actually playing a real character, but, you know, Fry always has to have a scythe.
Yeah.
So
that's cool, though. That was Europe, and going into, you know, other regions as well. I think the final event that we had coming up this past week or two was the highest, and the highest is ran by VK on Beat and his team, and they ran their tournament, and they did a singles and a doubles event, and it looks like for singles, kind of won the event, which is cool. I'm glad to see kind of getting up there. He's been consistent, but we're seeing Hughes starting to pop up a lot more than what he was. Because remember, we saw him getting these 8s and 5ths for a while.
No, Hughes was getting 8th, 5th, if not actually getting knocked out for 9th.
Yeah.
In community events. So that's really cool to see Hughes getting up there too. Kind of course, is a beast in the region. Fiend is also a beast in the region.
Fiend went off that event, though.
Yeah.
They beat West, Lopez, and Lopez is staying top 4. I don't know if Lopez is going, man, but this is going to be, I mean, overall, Fiend did very well that event compared to what we've seen him, because usually he's top 8.
Yeah. No, but this is, I mean, this top 8, though, is looking like a South America top 8.
Yeah, it is.
We've got Kina, West, Hughes, Lopez, C, Thamp, Mac, and Fiend. Looks like we're missing Vim Tequilo. Looks like we're missing who are some other people? Let's check out the top 32.
Yeah.
And let's just see like who might have gotten knocked out a little bit early. So yeah, we're missing out on Sack, it seems.
Oh, is it Lores? Are we missing Lores? Oh, we are missing Lores.
We are missing Lores. Oh, wow. Fiend beat Lores for 9th.
Wow.
Wow.
3-1, too. It wasn't even...
That
wasn't Game 5.
Yeah, that wasn't close.
Wow. That was who we were missing.
Yep. That's a big one, dude. There's
God.
competition over in South America, and South America, man.
It's so random.
I'm telling you, South America.
I know they're good. I think
they've got some serious ones competition, because this is what I'm saying. Like in EU, dude, they have one guy, and nobody in their region can beat that one guy. But in South America, dude, everybody's beating everybody. There's like 4 or 5 people constantly rotating out of that first place position.
Yeah.
And NA, it's generally it's similar. It's something to the effect of, but I think SA is just so much more volatile.
It's volatile in a good way.
Oh yeah.
So that was crazy for the ones event. Congrats to Kino winning, Hughes getting second, and Fiend getting third, and Lopez also getting fourth too. He's consistently been staying top 8. And then in the doubles event though, they had an event, and Loras and Kino won that event, beating Wes and Vem Tequilo.
Yeah, wow. But Wes and Vem, dude. Wes and Vem is the 2's team out there. You got Loras and Kino too. You've got Loras. Fiend and Hughes.
Loras, you got Kino there. You got Sack and Reaper is a newer team.
That is a little bit of a newer team.
They got top 4.
They got top 4. That's pretty good.
Fiend and Hughes beat Power Lopez. Okay, and then beat Sack and Reaper, and then lost to Loras and Kino. That's another team, man. Fiend and Hughes. I think what happened was Hughes must have taken a break of some sort, and he just came back and has been popping off. He must be practicing a lot more than what he has.
Look at this, though. Look at the grand final. The grand final was Loras Kina 3-2 against Wes and Vem, and then Loras Kina 3-1. Like,
yeah, game 5.
These guys had to work for that win. Like, seriously, and I'm sure Wes and Vem did not make it easy. Like,
no,
oh man, I should probably go and watch that event too. I didn't get a chance to watch this one, but this looks like a good one. So
yeah.
Do y'all's homework. Go watch the SEA event, and I'm gonna watch this one because this one probably was an amazing one. Because 2v2s is just such an awesome game mode, and there's absolutely nothing to expect, especially coming to a LAN event. Literally this month, by the way. So yeah, it's really, really cool.
CEO's a couple weeks away, man, and I know I'll be there, and I know a bunch of other people are going to be there too.
Yep.
It's going to be crazy.
Anyway, I mean, this is a pretty decent segue into talking about upcoming tournaments, because that's pretty much all that we had for the past 2 weeks. Of course, we've got more stuff coming up, so we can look at that right now. And for the upcoming events, it looks like we've got, let's see, let me zoom it out so it's not too blurry, but we've got a Battle Frontier South America 2v2. That's Brawl Nexus handling that one. There's Weapon Trials for Blasters happening on June 15th.
Okay.
And then we've got Lost Kingdom Summer Showdown, like I was talking about. That's a NA 1v1. And that's the last 1v1 event at all that's happening before CEO mid-season. So if you're NA, you still have another 1v1 event, it seems.
That's crazy. I would expect more 1s than 2s, but we have a lot of 2s here. Because, I mean, going into the next couple, I mean, you have Galaxy Cup, Nebula, EU. That's doubles. Yep. You have the Frostbite 4, which is NA 2v2s. And then you have
Brawlhalla
SA 2v2s hosted by SSL.
Yeah. So we're all running 2s like crazy, because I mean, it might not seem like it right now. It might seem pretty 2s heavy, but if you go back like 2 months, 3 months, we were dry on the 2v2 events. We were all ones. So if anything, we're making up for it now for the best we can. We're giving everybody their best practice as close as possible to the event. Which is mid-season. But anyway, of course, those 3 events that are happening, every region is going to have a 2v2 event, every major region, of course. And then we have mid-season, which is going to be at CEO Daytona, Florida. That's June 28th, 29th, and June 30th. If you look up startgg.ceo, or startgg/CEO, sorry, then you can go and get your tickets. Of course, they're late attendance tickets. They're a little bit more expensive than they were, but you can still sign up and go. So definitely check out that. But that's pretty much everything for upcoming events. AJ, you got anything else that's going on?
Nothing that I can talk about.
Nice.
But that's kind of how it is for now. But there's going to be some interesting events coming up for sure in all regions. You know, I know there's a bunch of LANs happening that haven't been announced yet.
That's very
that
true.
You guys will be very happy about. I know there's a bunch of online events that are planned even between now and November and December that you guys will be very happy about. And I can't wait for you guys to see them. And I can't wait to see how the community enjoys them.
Yes, sir. So make sure to stay tuned, and we'll see you next week. Appreciate you guys.
All right, have a great night, guys. Peace, peace.
Woo!